I spent my entire career, professional career in higher education, working in libraries or one way or another. And towards the end of my career, I was, more in administration, and I would work a lot with people from outside the university who typically alums, and would try to persuade them to give money back to the university, and specifically the library, if I could get them there. So I found they were lessons that I took upon myself as well. If I felt it was worth giving for some other community member or alumni of the institution, then it was worth me giving back as well. I couldn't be genuine in my comments to someone in terms of why they should give to the library at Texas A&M or the library at SIU Carbondale, etc., unless I too was giving back and saw it as something appropriate and beneficial.
As a young person growing up, that was the message from both sides of the grandparents, that our church was very important, and that Jesus's message, the do to others okay, was that we needed to share, and no matter how small the amount, and that it didn't always have to be financial, that you volunteered to help clean the church, which as a child I thought, oh my God, I don't want to be, you know what I mean? I fought some of those things, but as I got older, I understand that was just teaching you that it doesn't always have to be money. You give of your time, you give of your service, and that actually you get back the reward. You know, so that was very important too, that was the message that Jesus was telling us, that we are all one and we need to take care of each other, you know.
I'm just being generous and, trying to help the church, because, there are a lot of people here that, that don't give. I mean, I understand that they can't because income, but, I want to help the church because, when everybody's gone, it's like, who are they gonna turn to for, keep this building for another hundreds more years from now?
I've been blessed in many ways in life, and now feel it's somewhat a responsibility to yes, I'm going to take care of my kids, but this is God's work. Again, it boils down to having it in your heart to just say, okay, write a check and, let someone else see to it that it gets spent appropriately. The basic Christian principles, they do say that you have a responsibility towards others. And that's where the church comes into play.
Well, I think the institutional church is very important to give to that. We don't see on a personal basis if you're handing out a couple of dollars to some guy on the street, but we know that money is going to go someplace in our mission to help others that we can't do on an individual basis. So that's very important for me to contribute to the church and to keep our church going. I mean, it's of course, it's always been a very part of my life. It's just been very important, and I think it is to others. And we share in a community here where we help each other. And I just think the church is a place where we can do things and be parts of your life that you don't have other places. And to keep this church going is vital to me.
Well, it's interesting. The church is a little bit different because I'm so involved that I can see the good that's coming, that's not only that the church is doing for others. It's really important to me. The whole outreach thing, that's why I'm so interested in it. It's important for me, not only as a person, but I think as a church, that we're able to do things for people, even if we never see, even if we don't see, the kind of impact that we're having. Just to know, just to have the faith that what you're doing is having an impact, is having a positive impact on somebody. and just because you don't necessarily know who it is, you don't see their face, does not mean that you don't do it, right? I mean, there's lots of times people give because they feel like the reward of giving is being able to see somebody and have people give them gratitude, but that's not what it's all about, at least for me. I mean, to me, it's all about just knowing that you're doing the right thing, and that what you're doing is helping. So
I think I get inspired to give more when I see what the mission or the what is being done, whether it's St. Andrew or whether it's another organization that I choose, a charity I choose to also give to. Some of it has to do with what you see that they're doing, or a lot of times it has to do with who they're serving. So, I may tend to give to things that have to do with women and children and things like that. But also, because of the music, I will tend to support things that have to do with arts. That mission, and what do we need? What do we need here in our community locally? I'm looking at more things locally, trying to help within the city of Louisville, trying to help within the state of Kentucky. And I think this is also important to me, that the work they do, the charity or the help or assistance or whatever it is that they're giving to people, like I'm giving them money to further them doing that they're doing that sort of without big conditions. Now, I don't mean that they shouldn't, have some accountability in certain ways for people that they might give things to, but by that I mean they don't have to believe a certain way, they don't have to look a certain way, they don't have to be a certain anything, that they are worthy of getting that from that organization.